Welcome to the G.A.M.E podcast. That's the Geeks Actively Making Entertainment podcast, where us, a bunch of gamers, get together and enjoy playing and talking about video games. I am your luscious and gracious host, Sir Spen, and I am joined today by the super tall and manly Zio.
I'm not that tall. I'm average height, but I am manly.
And the short and hyper-intelligent Neo.
I'm not very smart, and I'm also way taller than Zio, so yeah, that doesn't really work either.
Well, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
I'm pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know the question that's coming, and it's, what games have you guys been playing this week?
You want to start us off, Zio?
Yes. So, I recently purchased a game. By recent, I mean like 2 months ago when I pre-ordered Death Garden. And I have been playing that a little bit, which is pretty fun. I'm enjoying it a bit.
Nice.
I think it needs some tweaking, but it's in a good position and it is fun. So you play, there are, I believe, 5 of us, essentially runners, and then there's a hunter. And the goal is to escape the area you're in by collecting things and then taking those things to other places and standing there for like 3 seconds.
Okay.
It definitely needs to be polished out and work better because as a runner, you tend to win more, and that could just be because people don't know how to play hunters yet. So,
And what was this called again?
Death Garden.
Death Garden. I think, you brought this up last time, didn't you?
I brought this up
That
around
was a few
weeks
podcasts
ago.
ago. 2
Yeah.
or 3, maybe?
Yeah, it was a few podcasts ago. I brought it
That's
up
what it
and
was.
saying I was excited for the release. It's definitely still in a beta phase, and it definitely still needs to be fine-tuned, but it has a lot of potential, and I can find it really exciting.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you come across this then?
I have this website that I subscribe to that basically tells you about new indie games coming out. And so it helps me keep track of that kind of stuff. And
Just realized what it was. I
sound
just
better.
realized what it was.
What was it?
A fan?
My PC fan has started going really loud. I just turned it off.
Good lordy.
Well,
What the hell is your PC fan made out of? A helicopter?
It's like a jet
My
engine.
phone is like right by. I'm sitting like right next to my PC. It's set up just next to me. So, is that any better?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes. Much better.
Okay. I just moved to the other side of the room and I sat in my bed.
We love
Thank
you.
you. I love me too.
Oh, we all love Neo. But it's a great game. I've been playing that. And next week, I'm going to be playing another game. So, super pumped.
Nice. Wait, you're going to be playing another game.
Yes.
What game's this?
Spider-Man.
Oh,
So
yeah, you've been
excited.
talking about that for a while now.
I love Spider-Man so much.
How much do you love Spider-Man?
Almost as much as my wife. Pretty close, actually. It's very comparative. My wedding band is actually, it says Spider-Man on it.
Does it really?
I kind of feel
It
bad
does.
for your wife.
My wedding band does say Spider-Man on it. That is how big of a fan I am. She got
Wow.
it for me on my wedding. It was
Aw.
wonderful. And I postponed our honeymoon back 2 weeks so we could see the Amazing Spider-Man in IMAX in Orlando, Florida.
Well, I hope you weren't disappointed.
I wasn't.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. It was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yes, I mean, the Amazing series doesn't get enough gratitude as it deserves, and I understand a lot of the complaints. But Tom Holland is the ultimate Spider-Man for the movies. However, we're talking about the game. I'm super pumped. I have full faith in Insomniac. They make great games, and I'm really, really excited that it's not in Activision's hands anymore.
Oh, wow. That's some fighting words you're throwing out there.
Look, Activision's fine as a company, but most of their Spider-Man games were not great. They
I
had
can't even really remember a Spider-Man game.
they had Spider-Man 2.
I remember a Spider-Man game from Spider-Man 2 from the PS2. I love that, but that may just be nostalgia. I'm not really sure if it was actually a good game. I just remember it being amazing. I remember having a really good time as a kid.
Everybody
May-
loves
may
Spider-Man
just be
2.
nostalgia.
That's kind of
Yeah.
the go-to game that you compare all Spider-Man games to.
Oh,
Fair
okay.
enough.
See, I never had a PlayStation growing up, so I can't tell you what I thought about it.
Was that like a
Would-
Canadian law or something?
No, it's my family was always Nintendo. The very first thing we got that wasn't Nintendo was the Xbox 360, which
You made a poor
was
choice, my friend.
I enjoyed it. But I think the big reason why I joined it was I had been working this summer job, and they paid me in cash, and it felt great walking around with like $900 in my pocket. And my mom took me over to EB Games, and I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to get an Xbox 360. And she had this smug look on her face like, I'm not going to help him get it. So then I went and I picked it out, and I picked up some controllers, and then I put it all out on the front there, and I'm looking at my mom. She's still got the smug look, and then I reach into my pocket, pull out the envelope, place it down, and I spent all of it, and I bought all of it in cash, and it was the greatest victory and feeling in the world.
Nice.
And that's why I love my Xbox 360.
The very first console I bought myself was the Wii, and
The
the Wii. I got it for Smash Bros. I remember I was in line at a Circuit City, and this was when the Wii was still selling out, like 6 months even after it came out.
Oh, okay.
So I remember getting in line, Circuit City. I was like the 9th person in line, and that was at like 4:30 in the morning, and Circuit City didn't open till 10 a.m. So I remember being in that line waiting to get a Wii, and I'm like, I want the Wii and Smash Bros. I said, if I don't have one of those, I won't get the other.
And did you get both of them?
I got both of them.
Nice.
I was so proud of myself. I'm like, yeah, I mowed a lot of lawns to get this. And at the time, I remember like it was probably 8:30 a.m. The first employee comes to Circuit City. I think it was like the store manager, whoever was opening the store. He's like, "You guys are in line for the Wii, right?" And my response was, "No, I'm here for Duracell batteries. I'm just a dedicated Circuit City shopper."
What did he say?
He didn't respond to me. I just got a dirty glare because it was too early in the morning for him, apparently. But I was like, what kind of question is that? Of course we're here for the Wii. What has been selling out everywhere over the last 6 months? I mean,
I think he was just trying to ask that question so that people would be hyped, and then he would feel good about himself, and you ruined it.
I ruined his moment. That's the reason Circuit City shut down.
That is the day that will go down as history as the one manager's worst day in his life that ruined his marriage, ruined his relationship with his kids, and he's now barely struggling to meet ends meet. And it's all because of you.
I guess if we put it that way, I feel
Wow, that's
well,
pretty.
I played a lot of Brawl then, so I feel better by that. So.
Oh, okay. What about you, Neo? Did you have a first console you ever purchased?
The first console I bought myself was a PS4. It's no grand story like you guys. Like, I played it with my stepdad's, and I didn't like that when he wanted to go on it, I had to go off it, so I just went and bought myself one.
Nice.
It's the story of an everyday man.
Yeah.
Well, I take it you still have your PS4 and you still use it regularly.
No, nope.
No.
I mean, I have my PS4, but it's just kind of collecting dust whilst I play my PC.
Well, where is it sitting right now?
Right next to my TV.
Zio, where's your Wii right now?
I gave it away.
You gave it away?
Yeah.
Can you guess where my Xbox 360 is right now?
On your lap?
Nope.
Where? Your mom's
It is currently sitting in the original Xbox 360 like carrier backpack, which is lying on top of my mic stand as a weight to hold it up. So it's gonna be with me forever, always.
Nice.
Until you get a more professional setup. Anyway.
Hey, it's the best money I've ever spent on a console because it's had the longest lifespan of time I've used it.
Well, that's impressive, especially for an Xbox 360.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my PS4 overheats, and I've not even had it a couple of years. So.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does. He has a hard time playing some games.
Ouch! I've never had an issue with that with mine. Is yours
Neither
the
have I.
original PS4 then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if mine is or not.
No, wait. No, it isn't. That's a lie. It's not the original one.
What is it then?
It's the one they came out with the touch buttons after they came out with the one with the actual buttons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that means nothing to me. I have no idea what you're talking about there.
they had the PS4 and you had to press the button, and then they had the PS4 where you just touch it, and then they had the slim one.
You got it backwards, Neo. The one with the touch is the first version.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter then. I do have the first one then.
Okay, yeah, because I thought I bought mine a fair amount of time after it came out, and mine's got the button.
No,
Yeah.
mine doesn't have the button.
Zio, do you have a PS4?
I have 2.
2 of them.
Yeah, I have one for me, and then I bought one for my wife.
Why do you?
I originally had 3, but I gave one away.
Why'd you buy one for you and your wife? Do you
Well,
guys hate each other that much that you can't even game together in the same room? You've got to game separately.
No, I actually bought
Is each gaming console in a separate bedroom as well for each of you?
Yes.
Is there something
Hers
going on
is-
you're not telling us?
Hers is in the living room. Mine is in the bedroom.
So she sleeps in the living room. You are a terrible person.
I don't know how you're getting all this information based off of our PlayStations, but how are you so accurate? No, I'm just kidding. No, initially I bought the PS4 when it first came out because I'm a PS fanboy,
Mhm.
and I loved it and cradled it, and then I bought an extra hard drive. But then I lived on the road because I had a traveling job for about 4.5 years, and so I bought a PS4 for my wife so we can talk on PS Chat, PSN, and then watch Netflix and Hulu together.
Oh,
Like
that's
when we
awesome.
watch movies or TV shows and stuff.
Do you guys just have to time it and try and start it at the same time?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was essentially what we did. So it was like we were together watching something, even though we were always apart.
Aww,
Yeah,
that's
we're adorable. But
you guys are great together, which doesn't make any sense why you're sleeping in separate rooms. But I mean,
You
I
know,
guess that's
everyone
another
has
story.
their things, Ben.
They're
Don't
just
judge,
too
okay?
used to it. He's been on the road for so long that he just can't stay in the same bed with her.
Exactly.
That's all it is, bro.
I just have to
It's-
pretend I'm
yeah.
on the road still. It's just what works for us, okay?
I imagine that your bedroom now, it's not a bed. That's why she doesn't sleep there. It's like you've just gotten old chairs and seats from like a little semi-truck so that you can just recline it and sit back and sleep because that's just how you're used to.
No, I didn't drive truck. I lived in hotels.
Oh, that's not as exciting anymore.
No, it's not.
Well, you ruined this beautiful image for me.
But no. Anyway, so I bought that for her, and then when I came back home finally, I bought a PS4 Pro, and then I gave my PS4 to a friend.
No, that's nice of you. Did he give you anything in return?
He's like, thanks,
Good job.
and then we
So
never
he's
play together.
forever in your debt now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still live by him?
Close enough. He's like a 25-minute drive away.
Excellent. You're gonna have to go leave this podcast right now, drive to his house, and remind him that he owes you.
He or his kneecaps. I can basically be the mafia.
Ooh, I like that idea.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Although I don't know if you have the voice for Mafia.
Are you talking to me? Yeah,
Never
I don't.
mind,
You're
you've
right.
got it. Are you talking to me?
Hi, are you talking to me?
Are you
That's gonna be my
talking to
mafia.
me?
Are you guys like Muppet Mafia now?
Hey, don't worry about it, Neo. Stay out of this.
Yeah, no one asked you for your opinion.
Jeez.
What do we even bring him around for?
I don't know.
Just to harass me. Like I'm just that guy. I'm just the punching bag in the background.
Well, what have you been playing this week?
Ooh, I've played a lot of that G.A.M.E Gambit that you suggested to me. I am really enjoying that.
Still going hard,
Seems-
eh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't got that many hours logged into it. I think I got like 10, but I've almost finished the game, which is kind of upsetting. But you know,
You said 20
it's-
hours?
No, I've got about 10 hours.
Oh.
But, yeah, logged
Well, that
into
was
the
something
game.
that a lot of people were saying is it's a bit on the shorter side.
Yeah, it does seem to be pretty short. But I
Although
mean,
Neo
I
would do
can't really
fine-
complain.
Sorry, Zio would do fine with it because he's really bad at video games, so it would probably last him a good 30.
That's very true.
You guys are assholes.
He'd have to call one of us out to come around and give him a hand. Like, hey guys, do you mind just flying over? I'm stuck with this boss.
I have you know.
Then we'd get over there and be like, Zio, this is still the tutorial level. What are you doing? This is unacceptable.
He's just been walking around the tutorial, fucking trying to find the first
that would
enemy
only
for the
apply-
past few hours.
That would only apply if I was fighting a slime, okay?
Why a slime?
Okay.
They're the
Yo,
bane of
no,
my
he
existence.
has, yeah. Infamous slimes constantly dig Zio. Every game we play where he encounters a slime, he gets dicked.
Oh.
It's the jumping. It's unpredictable. It gets me every time.
How is it? Never mind.
Don't worry about it.
We
all have talent. It doesn't matter. But for some reason, when I start a game, slimes are the bane of my existence. I cannot kill them super easily like everyone else can.
Actually, that's a really good good explanation or a good example there, because a lot of people have a lot of difficulty understanding what Bane's saying, but in this case, you just have a lot of understanding a lot of difficulty understanding what the slimes are doing.
Yeah,
I like it. That's a good level of pun there for me. I appreciate it.
I also appreciate it. I'll ignore the stumbling in between.
Sometimes words are hard. It's like my tongue says, "All right, I got this," and then the brain's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," and then just everything falls apart.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
What about you, Spen? What have you been playing?
Oh, you know what I've been playing, and I can't get enough of it. You guys introduced Battle Right.
I regret introducing him to this. He's addicted now.
I can't stop.
It's so much fun.
It's like everything I loved about like League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm, but at the game length of Rocket League that I adore.
Exactly. And without the toxicity.
Well,
I
think I haven't played it long enough and gotten past the other people that are still just starting out the game to make it to everyone who's been playing it for a while, and that's where the toxicity really starts.
I'm like level 26, and I've started to see it in some of my games. There are occasionally those people who just
I would still argue I don't think it's as bad because, again, if they are toxic, you only have to deal with them for like 3 or 4 minutes.
That is
as opposed to 45.
Oh, man, that game, though. You guys got me hooked on it, and I started playing it, and I absolutely loved the character Lucy, and then the very next day they do the champion rotation, and now I can't play her.
How do you feel, though, as a choice of doing a champion rotation, though, as opposed to weekly like other MOBAs? Or it's not a MOBA, but like MOBAs do.
Well, a lot of them do champion rotations. Every week or two for League of Legends, there's, I think... I want to guess around like 12 to 16 champions that you can choose
League of
from.
Legends? Is it that? I thought it was only like 6.
No, I'm saying, though, how do you like the daily rotations?
It's not daily, it's weekly.
No, it's not daily. I thought it was daily at first, just weekly happened the second day, but it's...
okay. It is weekly. All right.
Yeah,
I thought you said it was daily. All right, so I misunderstood. Ignore me. I'm an idiot.
Although there is one champion that I'm really wanting to try out, and it's Alicia. She's the Ice Lady. She looks really cool.
I don't think I played much.
Don't play the game enough to know who that is.
I tell you,
I know who you're on about.
I hate Shifu so much. There's so many people that play him that are really good, and that they just.
I like
crush
Shifu.
me.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
He's frustrating. I played once against Shifu in Sirius, and it was super, super ridiculously.
Shifu and Sirius are my main two. I love it.
I think you both make good points.
Well, don't worry. I don't actually remember what their names are. I just have a picture of all of their faces and their names below it, so that I could make this. I could actually talk about them. Because I've only had the game.
He has a cheat sheet.
I think I've only played the game for about 2 or 3 hours now. Maybe.
I thought you had a lot more playtime on it.
I'm gonna find out. 5 hours. I have 5 hours on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time I have, and I'm not gonna look.
Nice. God, I can't get enough of it though. We're gonna play some more after this, right?
Yeah. And then
yes.
And then you gotta download the G.A.M.E project.
Oh, that's right. I also still have
That's also a good
for that challenge that you issued towards me.
Yes, I did.
Ooh, the snowball fight.
I think
Brawlhalla snowball fight.
I don't know exactly what's going on while he's doing it, but I just feel bad for
Is
Theo,
actually
because
gonna...
I've never played it before, and I'm gonna crush him.
Yeah,
Are you guys actually gonna go through with this, or is this gonna be like last time?
No.
What do you mean last time?
Last time somebody called shit on us, and so we followed up with the super awesome video of us being awesome, and then they followed up with the video of them sucking, and then we just never fought because...
Well, did you do a video challenging me, or was it just in the Discord?
Just in the Discord.
It was in the Discord.
And now it's officially on the podcast, though, so this is happening.
Well, don't worry. Next podcast, I get to brag about how easily I crushed and destroyed you.
Whoa! I need at least another week because I gotta make my trash talk video.
Oh, right. Sorry. You got to make a trash talk video. And then
Yes.
I can crush you.
All right. But you can ask Neo. I'm really good with snowballs.
Is he really good with snowballs?
He is pretty good. His only talent is throwing things.
Well,
It's true.
Guess
Like,
where I'm from.
That's literally the only skill from Smash Bros that translates over to Valhalla,
Yeah, well,
and I'm so good at it.
I hate to tell you this.
We were just always playing. You just always nailed people constantly with everything you could pick up.
Well, I hate to break the news to you, but I come from the land that invented snow. So you're gonna get crushed.
Christmas Land?
No, Canada.
You're from the North Pole?
Never mind. It sounded so much cooler in my head. Either
I'm a
way,
skiffist for a second then.
prepare to cry. Bring some tissues. You're gonna need those.
Oh, I will. I'll be crying tears of joy when I whoop your hiney.
Oh man, have you guys heard that? You guys know about Anthem, right?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like all the story DLC is gonna be free for all players.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is amazing.
I didn't know about this.
I only found out about it a couple hours ago.
I cannot wait for Anthem. We need to all play Anthem together when it comes out.
I thought you were critical of Anthem Zero. I thought you weren't sure about it.
No. I looking at everything I've researched wise that I've done about Anthem. I think Anthem is what Destiny should have been.
Destiny should have been. Yeah,
That's my constant saying on Anthem. It's what Destiny should have been.
I am still a little bit afraid of the things that could happen based on how shaky the development has been of it. Because it looks great and all, and what they've shown looks great, but they're not going to show what's going wrong. They're going to show what's great. And from what I have heard about within the development team, it has been pretty shaky.
Well, in a perfect world, nothing's going wrong. And that's what we're going to hope for.
Exactly. Anthem.
We're going to hope for it.
It's made by BioWare. So, I mean, there is a tinge of
BioWare has...
I know
Yeah,
the
but,
last game didn't go well, but I don't think that was their fault. I think they're...
See, I'm not worried about their last game not going well. I'm worried about their experience. Like, they have done a really good job at making RPGs. Their RPGs are amazing.
Right.
But then on the flip side, their one tryout multiplayer game was Star Wars: The Republic one. That was theirs, right?
No, think about it this way,
theirs.
though, Neo. Think about it this way. All Mass Effect 2 and 3 had multiplayer in them, and
Not
every
the
Mass
kind of
Effect
multiplayer
player...
they're making, though.
I know, but they are familiar with how multiplayer works, and
The
I
second
think
one had multiplayer.
Yeah, I believe so.
What
Or
did
maybe it was just the third
I
one.
think it was just the third one, because the third one
Oh.
introduced those almost like those little survival fights, which were a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, like a lot of people loved the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 at least. So I have faith that they can do it. And BioWare
What I'm
loves
saying,
the
though,
games.
like, it's completely different introducing multiplayer into a single player game to introducing single player into a multiplayer game, and they want to make this a very very personal story within a multiplayer world. So I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I'm just curious as to how they're going to do this, considering that they don't have an overly large amount of experience within that area.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why they've gone with the free DLC. Because there was an interview with one of the guys, I believe, working on it. And he was saying that, I have the quote here, where it's because of the way that we're going to release story and additional character moments in Anthem, we can continue to evolve the characters forward in a way that we haven't done before. And that's in response to a question about why the DLC is going to be free.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if that helps answer.
And I do have a direct quote
basically
from
they
them.
can improve on what they're doing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's another thing here that says, first, so no loot boxes. That's going to be nice. You'll be able to buy cosmetic stock.
That was
but,
EA. That was EA saying, make sure you tell them no loot boxes. We have to tell everybody every game there aren't loot boxes.
Well,
Well,
I
they
have
buy
a
our
feeling
game.
EA's still going to find ways to put in loot boxes.
Yeah, I mean, EA is all about the money. Now, EA is the biggest potential that could go wrong with this game. But I believe EA has slightly learned their lesson from Star Wars Battlefront. And I
hope so.
think
And they're
You know
going to remove loot boxes and replace them with loot packets because they're intelligent.
Here's what I think they're gonna do. They're gonna hold off for a few years till we've all forgotten
Right.
about it, and then
And
they're
then
just
do it
gonna
again.
slip them back in and be like, let's just see how they react.
Yep. That's exactly what I was gonna say. This is the first game outside of Star Wars Battlefront, so they're not gonna have loot boxes, and they're like, yeah, you guys love us again. And then in a couple games, they'll probably bring it back.
And
in
then
some
they'll call it
fashion.
something different, like what
Yeah.
Neo was saying.
Loot packets. It's like sugar packets. Just shake it, open it up, and you're good.
Yeah.
So I was thinking though, would you guys like say if Anthem does really go really well? Would you prefer to see an Anthem 2, or would you prefer if they like like how Destiny went from Destiny 1 to
Avenged-
Destiny 2, or would you prefer
I would.
them to push the game further, like more like how MMOs do it?
I'm tired
Both.
of sequels.
I'm in the middle. I want both. So the reason I say that is, I would like Anthem. Let's create a hypothetical scenario. Say Anthem is released on the same year as like the Xbox 2 and PS5 come out.
Mhm.
I would like Anthem to be on that entire generation, and then they release Anthem 2 on the next generation. So I'd like them to further the game, expand its content and stuff like that, and then create a sequel for another generation to improve its graphical fidelity and do things they couldn't do with the previous generation.
Yeah, I'm kind of more on board with how you've got it there. I don't mind there being sequels, but I hate.
Destiny
I mean,
did it wrong.
I don't
I
think
think-
Destiny needed a sequel.
They didn't. Destiny 2 is basically an expansion that changed
Yeah.
everything and made people hate it.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, well, there's some games where I absolutely loved it with the sequel coming out after sequel, like Mass Effect. They couldn't if there were huge breaks between the games, then that would have been a big issue for me. But something like Destiny and Destiny 2, I would have been happier if Destiny 2 came out several more years later, giving me enough time to forget
right.
about Destiny and then be reminded about the moments that I really enjoyed it, and then I would have gotten back into it.
Exactly. Because while Destiny is a decent game, and I think it's definitely gotten a lot better, it is still it's not great. There's so many issues with it all the time.
See, I really enjoyed Destiny 1, and the later iterations of Destiny 1, I think it definitely got better as the game got more developed and got more DLC. But that is what I hated about it. Like, I
It
felt
shouldn't
like it
have
really
to
sucked.
take that long
Yeah.
to be good. Yeah.
Why did I have to buy all this DLC for it to be a good game? I mean, I enjoyed the game for, I don't know, a couple of hours of gameplay, maybe 30 hours of gameplay when it first dropped, before realizing it's terrible. And then it took all the DLC to come out for me to buy all the DLC to really enjoy the game again, for it to really reach its potential. And then they brought out Destiny 2, which was just vanilla again. Like, they just ran into the same issues. And this forsaken DLC is meant to make it better. But for me, I'm not willing to invest in it because it's just sort of like falling into the same rabbit hole that we had before, where we're letting them slide because they're bringing out better DLC. I paid $60 for a fucking game to begin with. Well, I don't know, like 50 quid. But I don't want to have to buy DLC on top of the 50 that I've already spent to actually make the game worth playing. Like, I feel like they're really taking the piss out of players, and it really sucks that some people are falling for that and allowing it. They're still funding that, and it's still continuing to be a thing.
It's because of Cade. He's funny. That's what drew everyone.
Well, the real question though is Cade actually dead?
I don't think so. They're gonna bring him back. He's too much of a fan favorite. They won't kill him.
I hope
Activision
they
doesn't
do
have
kill
the
him
balls.
Oh,
One of these
you
days
guys
they've got to
notice-
do something like that, where they like have this great character and they just get rid of him, like what they should be doing with all of these superhero movies, with the new Avengers when it comes out, and we find out that all of these movies that they said were actually in production actually aren't, because it was all a ploy to bring up your hopes and then crush them.
Hey! SpiderMan better come back.
He's
You better
dead,
watch
though.
your mouth. He's coming back. And
Except he's
Russo
dead.
brother
I mean,
did
You
say
guys are just
some of
you guys
those
are just
characters'
talking about-
deaths are permanent. Not all of them are.
Oh,
Ooh.
that is interesting.
probably gonna be
But
the
by the way,
characters
you
that
guys
are
are just talking about Game of Thrones. Like, Game of Thrones kills off important people all the time.
Yeah, but that's how it was written to be.
Well, that's different.
Yeah,
It's still different because
Game of Thrones knows that they can kill off people because it knows Or so, because the audience knows that they'll still be able to see boobies later on in future episodes.
Very true.
As long as you keep showing me tits, I'll stay. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's terrible.
That
I didn't
is
actually say that.
But I'm very hyped for Anthem. I have a lot of high hopes and a lot of expectations for it, and I really hope it exceeds them. I don't even want it to exceed them. I just want it to meet my expectations of enjoying exploring this alien world with friends. That's what I want. I want to feel like Iron Man with friends.
I want to go take on those giant fuck-off creatures with you at my back.
Yes.
Or
I agree.
if it goes anything like our Battle Right games, you just kind of keep going farther and farther away from us, and we're like, ah, shit, trying to catch up to you.
Guys, like, well.
I also really want melee weapons.
I don't remember seeing anything about melee weapons.
I know I haven't seen anything, but I really want them. Like, melee weapons are my favorite. I don't actually like using guns.
Why hit something when you can shoot them instead from a farther back distance?
Because guns are boring. It's more fun to smack them with a giant sword or fuck off spear. Or
what if it's a gun that shoots hammers?
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
I'll take that.
Well,
I'm
our
okay
guns
with the
shooting
hammer that
hammers are
shoots
going to
guns.
crush your hammer. So, hate to tell you.
But I do think we should all be getting this game when it comes out, and we should feature it on Game.
I would be very much willing to do that, especially since I've been following this game for so long and it looks so awesome. I get an erection just thinking about it.
I have a hard policy of not buying games when they first come out, unless it's something by a developer that I absolutely am in love with.
That's fair.
You don't like BioWare?
Oh, I really like BioWare.
It's EA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That's the
It
publisher
scares
that's the issue
me.
here.
It scares me
is a
buying
terrifying-
brand new games.
I see what you mean. I don't really tend to buy them either. It's expensive, but come on, it's Anthem, bro.
That's.
Yeah.
I mean, I also get it, but that is why I'm a PlayStation fanboy, because the first person PlayStation parties are pretty loyal and they're really good developers.
That is true.
So I have never been let down by a Naughty Dog.
That is also true. Those were games that I bought as soon as I could.
Because they're so good, all of them.
They are. Oh, and the last one,
Uncharted 4?
oh man, the beginning and the ending were the greatest parts of the game. Kinda
Weren't
tied
they
everything
so
together.
good? Oh, it was so
it hit me in
great.
the feels in such a good way.
I still have not played Enchanted 4, so I'm just
You need
gonna,
to. Have you played the other Uncharted?
yeah, I've played all of them except 4.
So like, Uncharted 2 is always the best for me. Uncharted 2 is the
Mhm.
best Uncharted game, but 4 makes it so hard because I sway back and forth. Do I like Uncharted 4 more? Do I like Uncharted 2 more? So I go back and forth because of nostalgia for Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 4 is way better than anybody expected it to be because Amy Hennig left.
Because what?
Amy Hennig, she's the one who wrote the first 3 Uncharted games.
Yeah, I guess you can
uh,
kind of tell that because the fourth one feels a little different, but not in a bad way.
Mostly because it was taken over by Neil Druckmann, who did The Last of Us.
Ah, that would make sense.
But
Although I
Neil
still haven't
Druckmann,
finished The Last of Us.
Neil Druckmann also was a secondary writer on Uncharted 2.
Oh, okay.
So I fully had faith when Amy Hennig left because she'd still written part of the script and Neil Druckmann had just polished it.
Makes sense.
But
I
yeah,
had
you need
no
to play
idea.
The Last of Us. Finish that game because when Last of Us 2 comes out, you need to play it.
You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I thought it was already out.
Last of Us 2?
Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, it's probably because of the PlayStation 4 version of The Last of Us.
Yeah, no, that came out like 2015.
I don't know. I was when The Last of Us came out, I was hard into Guild Wars 2, and it consumed my life.
You made the wrong decision.
I don't know.
I mean,
When you finally play the... What the hell's wrong with you guys?
I told you I watched it.
Oh, that's right. You watched the whole thing.
I don't know. I mean, I'm enjoying it. There's a few moments where I was like, why'd that have to happen? And then there was other moments where I'm just like, all right, this is taking a while. That's mostly because I suck at getting around those stupid clickers.
I got so good at that game.
Ugh.
I platinumed The Last of Us. I'll probably platinum the second one.
I don't know what that means, but screw
Are you
you.
still a platinum hunter? No, like you still doing
I'm
that?
not a platinum hunter, but there are some games that I cannot let that go with. So like I platinumed. I'm gonna platinum the SpiderMan game probably, and I will
that mean
platinum the
finish
Final
everything?
Fantasy.
That means you get
Yes.
all the achievements and everything.
Yeah,
Oh, did I take it the platinum is a PlayStation thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
You get this platinum trophy that says, "Hey, congratulations,
You
you've
guys are trophy hunters. We are platinum hunters.
yeah."
Because you get the achievements, didn't you? Xbox achievements.
I think so. Although I never really cared about that stuff either.
I was always a completionist in the past.
Oh,
And
I was.
then-
I'm gonna complete it until I'm happy-ish.
Obsessive compulsive completion disorder.
Yeah, but like I said, I'll probably platinum these games just because they hit me in a special place. So
Well, I'm proud of you.
thanks.
Having goals and reaching out for them.
I also play every game on the hardest difficulty when I first get it.
I started doing that for a period of time. That's actually how I'm playing The Last of Us right now. Because I was reading the descriptions of the
Are you playing the PS4 Last of Us?
the remastered
Oh
one.
man, because they added a harder difficulty on the PS4 version.
Yeah,
You're
because
so boned.
I read the descriptions of them and I was like, okay, if I really want to experience this game in its kind of tense and moments, and I really have been. It's just taking me a long time to get through it now.
Because it's really hard. Man, I remember that too. Because in all the way up to hard, I believe, when you use Joel's hearing vision, you can actually see through walls, but you can't do that in the hardest
Oh,
difficulty.
maybe I haven't set it on the hardest one because I can still see through walls.
Yeah, see, in the hardest difficulty, you don't have that superpower.
Oh my god, no. No. That sounds painful.
It changes the entire game not being able to see through walls.
It does. Oh my god. How could anyone do that? You'd have to know the game.
Yeah.
Or spend
Or be a very
months
patient
trying to get
person.
through some of
Yeah.
those levels.
It's fine. I'm awesome. I beat it. I got the platinum for PS3 and the PS4 version. So
Nice.
yeah,
Good
proud
for
of
you.
Did you not? Did you have to play on the hardest difficulty to get the platinum on PS4?
No, but it was extra trophies, and in my eyes, it doesn't count. So
Oh, okay.
So not a true completionist then, like just almost, like
No.
you're just a platinumist, not a completionist.
yeah, I'm a platinumist. I don't do DLC trophies for the most part.
So you're not a true platinumist then.
No, I'm not a completionist.
No, he's not a completionist. He's a platinumist.
I never
You go to
cared
the
about
platinum.
DLC trophies. I only care about the initial trophy list that comes with the game.
I can't trust you anymore.
That's fine.
You lied to me.
I'm all right with that.
Heartbroken.
You guys will be okay. I think you'll move on.
Did you guys ever play Subnautica?
I've
No.
watched a lot of Subnautica.
You haven't played
I've
it.
watched a bit of it.
Well, there's a new DLC that's in the works for it called Sub-Zero, which actually looks
Ooh.
kind of cool. I don't think they
Do you
released
get
any footage
colder?
for it, but it's
Do
going to
they
take
freeze
place.
the water?
Do you get colder? Like, is it like in a nice area?
Yeah,
You
so
no
it's gonna-
longer explore the depths of the ocean. It's just you walk on top of it now.
Well, I'm sure you'll be exploring the ocean as well, but it's set in an icebound region of the planet. Well, what is it, like 4 bunch of numbers B?
Sure.
But the same planet that you crash down on in your ship, that's where it takes place, and it's the events after the original game. So you
Okay.
get a new chapter, and yeah, there's supposed to
That's
be.
cool.
They're still gonna have a lot of the same mechanics like building, exploration, and that, but they're also gonna be adding in some new like thermal management, which will be kind of cool
Oh
or
yeah.
frustrating depending on how you look at the game.
Right.
And I'm kind of excited for it. Oh, the other big thing too is I don't know if they have a date for it, but it's going to be released in early access the same way that Subnautica was. Which
Okay.
what's the company that made that game? I think it was Unknown Worlds. But they like the way they did Subnautica. I have complete faith in them to do the early access for their DLC.
How did they do
Yeah,
something?
Unknown Worlds is the one who made Subnautica.
Yeah, because
Well, Subnautica's a really well-made game.
Yeah, and it's been It was in early access for a little while, and there was regular updates. I mean, their early access wasn't the greatest when it first came out, but they listened to the community, they expanded on it, and kind of changed the ways they were doing things, and it made it so that, I mean, even up until they officially released the game, it was they did a really good job giving information and letting people know how it was going.
Fair enough.
I think they'll do a great job, and it gets me excited. Although I don't know if I'll probably buy it in early access when it's cheaper, and then wait till it's released and then play it, because it's a lot more fun for me playing it once it's fully finished, instead of having to restart all over. And
I can definitely see that. And I like watching people play Sonata, but it's one of those things that I wouldn't probably enjoy playing, mostly because I hate water swimming in video games. So
why is that?
I don't know. I just don't find it exciting.
Maybe
it
that's
could be
why
because
you like
most
the Spider-Man
games,
because in Spider-Man you fall in the water and you die, so there's no swimming.
that was like such an old Spider-Man mechanic.
Now it makes sense. He doesn't love the Spider-Man games. He just loves not swimming in them.
And I never personally played Subnautica, so it could change my opinion. But like, it's just any game where you can swim in water, the swimming mechanic has always just been kind of meh. So who knows? Maybe the game itself revolutionized swimming mechanic in a video game, but I've never been engrossed by, oh, I'm swimming in the water, everything's amazing. I'm more of the kind of guy who likes to just walk around and look at stuff as opposed to swim around and look at stuff.
Oh, well, I guess to each their own.
Yeah, it's a weird thing I have, okay? Don't
If
worry
you ever get
about
the
it.
chance, though, it's kind of fun to play. So I would suggest it. Although it is very scary later on. The game starts out in this very whimsical, almost like brand new childlike experience where you come in and you're like, oh man, look at all these cool things, and then slowly but surely it pushes you farther and farther into the deep depths of the unknown that start to scare the shit out of you, and you're always worrying, and it's like it almost becomes its own horror game.
Maybe it just scares you because you're a baby back bitch when it comes to horror games.
Very possibly.
I've watched a lot of Subnautica, and it doesn't scare me.
It's the tension that kills me.
It could
the
be, because
suspense.
playing
The
it
suspense,
and watching are two very different experiences.
You'd think I'd be fine with suspense because it's practically my name, but I can't do it.
Suspense.
I can't do it.
Oh, God. You made the pun. You made the pun.
Don't worry, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
No, it won't.
But I'm kind of excited for it.
Sometimes I just feel ashamed to know you.
You what?
Why? Puns are great, Neo.
Puns are awful. I hate
The
puns.
only thing that
Whatever.
sucks about puns is nothing. I will find it and I will send it to you, but there have been a lot of studies and work done on puns, and people who enjoy puns are naturally happier in their life than people that dislike puns. And it has nothing to do with actually hearing puns, it has to do with their just general happiness in life.
Yeah.
So
So-
Are you trying to tell me I'm unhappy because I don't like puns? That's so
Yes.
rude.
I'm not saying you're unhappy because you don't like them. I'm saying that if you enjoyed puns, then
I
it's
would be
because you're
happier.
able to see the happier things in life.
Quit being a Debbie Downer, Neo.
Yeah.
Be punnier.
That's so deep. I didn't realize
And
puns
then,
are so
and
deep.
then if you were punnier, we could call you Punneo.
Come on, Theo.
I'm sorry. There was part of me that was even kind of like, really?
Nope, I'm staying with it. I'm gonna do it from now on. You're
Like, I mean,
Punneo.
that was so bad, I just vomited in my own mouth. So I
It's
think
alright.
you should just give up with that.
You'll be Punneo from now on.
Did you guys ever play Valkyria Chronicles?
Yes, I love the first one.
Did you hear that there's the fourth one is being made now?
Yes, and I'm super pumped and cautious.
Yes, cautious.
I've
is a
heard
good
of this
word
game
for
before. What
it.
is it?
Valkyria Chronicles. It's oh shoot, it's by Square Enix, isn't it?
No.
No,
maybe,
no, it's not.
Maybe.
I don't remember who it's
No,
by.
I don't think so. Looking it up now.
But
Keep
Valkyria
talking.
Chronicles, it's like this turn-based tactical role-playing game that takes place during. It's like its own version of World War II. where you control your units heading through the battlefield to complete objectives. And how it works is you move your you control each different person on your team individually. So you'll move one guy up in real time as he's like running past a bunch of guys that are like enemies that are giving returning fire. So you can get into position and then move the reticule up to aim and then fire and hit some other guys. And then you can...
It's made by Sega.
Sega, sorry. And then you have... Oh, sorry. You have battle points that you get to spend to move them around. And then you can use your battle points to move a bunch of different guys around. And there's different classes where it's like kind of like a sniper support type guy. There's a sniper, there's a support type guy, there's like a heavy gunner type thing. It's been a while since I played it. And you just go through and complete missions, and it's pretty neat. It's...
Picture Final Fantasy Tactics. Picture Final Fantasy Tactics and Star Ocean.
I don't know what
That's not
Star
a bad way
Ocean
to put
is.
it. That doesn't help you then at all.
Oh.
But I definitely suggest looking up some
I know Final
videos for it.
Fantasy Tactics, but I don't know Star Ocean.
It's a tactical RPG with a more 3D environment as opposed to a square by square board.
Yeah, and it really blends in like turn-based and real-time fairly well, I would say.
It does a really good job, and its artwork is gorgeous.
Oh,
Well, it's
I'm having a look
cel-shaded.
now.
It's hard to make
pretty cool.
cel-shaded look bad.
Well, I mean, they use it's not just self-shading, but they have like this canvas look to them as if they're painted
Yes.
or watercolored, and that's what makes it look good.
The one thing that kind of bothers me about the next one that's coming out is I believe they're using the same engine as the remastered, and from the different things I've read about it, it basically seems like a reskin's not the right word, but it's basically taking Valkyria Chronicles, everything they did with that game, and just putting a new story into it.
My biggest problem with it is that the first one was a major success and fantastic, and then the other two have been very meh.
Other two?
Yeah, because there's 3 of them currently.
Is there?
And they're releasing the 4th one, right? Yeah.
Well, because I remember...
You just said they're releasing the 4th one.
That's true, and for some reason I wasn't even thinking that there was a third. Because I played Valkyria Chronicles, and then I played... There was one where it was more of like sword-based, kind of like a Tales of Combat type thing.
They do have spin-offs. You might be thinking of Valkyria... I think there's one called Valkyria Revolution or something.
Yes, that's the one.
Something, yeah.
What was Valkyria Chronicles 2 then?
It was a direct sequel to the first one, but without the main characters, so not really a direct sequel. It was like a couple years after the first one, and then it takes place with a whole new cast. Everyone has a different cast every version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I try and search Valkyria Chronicles 2, I'm not getting anything for it. Oh, it is.
It came out in like 2009 or 2010.
Well, it's still got like an 83% on like Metacritic and GameSpot.
It's not bad, but it just once you like Valkyria Chronicles, I think came out just at the perfect time for it to be different. So like JRPGs were at an all-time high with the PS3 phase.
Yes.
And Valkyria Chronicles was just different. Like it was different stylistically, and it was a different way to do turn-based, and it didn't revolutionize it, but it was just a different experience. And then I think the fact that it kind of loosely connected to the real world made it more relatable as characters. And so it really set a high tone for the series. And then while 2 isn't necessarily bad, it's just the characters aren't as compelling, I would say.
Okay, that would make sense. But I mean, I'm going to have to look into this now.
And for me, it's all about the characters. And when the characters don't sell me as much, the game, in my opinion, isn't as good.
I will agree with you about 80% on that.
Okay.
I will agree with you about 60%. I don't know. I think games can be built around like 3 different elements. I'd say like the lore of the world, the character development, and the game mechanics. And I think most games put a focus on one of them. And that's really what makes a game excel, when they really achieve something with the route they take.
That's
but
fair.
I mean, I haven't played the game, so I don't know if the mechanics are so astounding that it makes up for the
okay. So let
slightly
me
more shadow character development.
Let me rephrase it. I would say for a JRPG, it should be all about the characters, because you can literally paint any JRPG in any style of mechanics, and People don't play the JRPGs for the mechanics. They play mostly for the characters in the world.
Yeah.
And one could argue that the world itself is a character.
Yeah. So the lore and the world
That's-
building, yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. I love JRPGs.
I get the feeling. It kind of makes sense when you say it that way.
Yeah, good. But anyways, I'm hyped. I'm pretty excited. I'm really looking forward to Valkyria Chronicles 4, but at the same time, hesitation. We shall see. When is it due to release? Is it coming out this year?
I don't think there is a release date for it.
Well, dang it.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. I'm going to look it up.
Not to crush your dreams or anything like that, but
Nah. It's not like my... It's not my top JRPG. It's just one I really quite enjoyed.
What's your thought?
Final Fantasy
That was a
VII.
dumb question.
Final Fantasy VII, then I would say Star Ocean 3. And then I would say... oh, no. Not remembering the name of the game. Dang it. It was a JRPG, came out on the PS2. You can have like 150 characters. What was it called?
what?
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're on about. But that
So
sounds cool.
good. Oh, no. No.
So what did it come out on?
It came out on the PS2.
PS2 150.
It had like 150 characters. Yeah, I'm looking at that PS2 JRPG, 150 playable characters. And like it was based off your choices of which characters you got.
Was it Evergrace?
No,
I don't
wasn't.
know
I
what
would,
that
I would really. Oh, sorry. Persona 4 is in that list, and that's a step above.
Was it Devil Summoner?
No, it
No.
was. Hold on.
Magna Carta?
Nope.
Was
Radiata Stories. That's the game.
it Robbie Auto Stories?
Radiata Stories.
Oh,
I've never heard of it.
sounds
Love
kind of
that
gross.
game. It's a fantastic game. So there are two main characters,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, a guy and a girl, and you play the guy for the most part, but the girl, I think the girl can be on your team. It's been a long time since I played it, but anyways, the cast it goes through. You can get a huge ensemble of a cast and playable characters, but the game's also influenced by your choices. So some choices would allow some characters to jump in, but then they would prevent other characters because their opinions are different than yours. And so the whole game is based off of choices and leading to certain characters, and at the very end you are faced with the ultimate choice.
And what's that? Wait, don't tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
I'm gonna look this up now.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. It's actually got
Okay.
some really cool cover art for the case there.
Yeah.
But if some place
I want
how
to
do
know what the
play
ultimate
it?
choice is, guys. Please stop moving on. I want to know what the choice is.
Spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't know Radiata Story.
Okay, I'm taking
Play it.
off my headphones. I'll give
Okay.
you guys like 30 seconds.
All right. So what it boils down to now is you play the game character and you build your cast and you go up to fight and save the universe. And at the very end, you get the choice to either save the girl or save the universe.
Ooh, which one did you pick?
I picked the girl, duh.
Yeah, I think everyone would pick the girl. Although now I think about it,
Although when you pick
technically, if you don't save
the
universe,
girl, yeah, everyone dies.
like yes,
That's what happens
That's
when you
so
pick a girl.
stupid. That's so stupid.
And I was like 12. I'm like, oh, she's hot. So
Yeah, we really didn't think that much through.
Okay, I'm coming
Spen!
back. I'm coming back.
Alright,
I'm
you're
coming
coming
back.
back, you're good.
I'm back.
You're back.
Am I okay? Am I in the clear?
you're good.
Yeah,
you're in the
yeah,
clear.
you're in the
But
clear.
you
You're in
need
the
to play
clear.
it, Spen. You're gonna love it. And I
How
want to
am
know.
I gonna play it? It's on the PlayStation 2.
I'm pretty sure there's
Mm.
probably an emulator you can get on the PC.
But that makes it doesn't feel right.
Why? Just plug in your
Very
PS4
good.
controller.
Oh, it looks like it's on the PS4.
Oh, is it really? No way. Is it really?
Oh no, it was just people search it PS4.
Oh, okay. Because everyone wants, because they want a HD remake of the game. It's really good. Anyway, so top 5 list: Final Fantasy VII. I'm moving Star Ocean 3 down the list to the 3rd spot now. So Final Fantasy VII, Persona 4, that one, and then Star Ocean 3, Radiata Stories, and last but not least, Eternal Sonata.
Oh man,
I don't know that Sonata either.
That was the Xbox 360 for me.
Yeah, but you know of it?
I played
So,
it.
Eternal Sonata was the game that made me fall in love with just gaming again. So like,
It was
I became in a
beautiful with its
very
music too.
it was I became addicted to trophy hunting so much that I got to a point to where I would only play games because of the trophies, and I hated that part of me. So when I ever got to that type of position when I was too heavy into caring about trophies of a video game, I would play Eternal Sonata because it didn't have any, and it made me just fall in love with just gaming again as a whole.
It also had a
And
lot of really good characters.
yes, the characters are great. If you ever get a chance, Neo, you don't have a PS3, do you?
No.
Or do you have a 360? Because it's on that now.
Oh.
Oh, well, unfortunately, you can't play it. But
Oh.
it's really good. So, like, it's based off Frederick Chopin, the composer, in his last hours before he dies. He goes into a coma. That's real life. He goes into a coma, then he dies. And this game takes place in his dreams. And so it's really cool. It's a JRPG based in the dreams of Frederick Chopin's.
Did we? I don't remember. Did we know about that at the beginning, or was that something we found out
Yeah.
later?
You find out later. I mean, you kind of know about it. They hint at it pretty heavily in the beginning. Like, once you
think
find
so.
out the game and when you play it again, everything makes a lot more sense.
I think so. I couldn't remember if we found out at the beginning or not, because that was really cool when you found out about that.
I feel like I really missed out on part
Just
of my
in
childhood.
case,
I
spoiler
mean,
alert.
I never played one JRPG.
Oh, dude, you know what you're missing.
Which one did you play?
Yeah. Wow, I played two different Dragon Quest games.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Quest is a good JRPG to play.
I think the
Yeah,
only
I
Dragon
love
Quest I
Dragon
played
Quest.
was on the Game Boy. Was it the DS or the Game Boy Advance? I think it was the Game Boy Advance.
I think it was the Advance, yeah.
Could have been the
What did I
DS.
have it on?
Just like I've never played Final
I
Fantasy.
had it on. I had it on the DS, and then the Wii.
Yeah, I think
Was
the
it the
DS. I don't know if there was one on the Wii. I know they got that 3D
Oh.
Minecraft one now,
I suppose. Yeah.
but I've heard good things about that one.
Dragon Quest Builders. Yeah, I've played that, but it's so repetitive after a while that I just couldn't get behind it. I never finished it. I've still got it. It's sitting downstairs in a box. Oh no, it isn't. It's sitting in my drawer right next to me.
Weren't you telling me about a Grandia game last week, Spen?
Grandia. I was.
Did you know that there's a
Grandia
Grandia
1 and
3?
2. That was the remakes that are... Or not the remakes. There was the remaster for the second one on Steam, and then they're remaking the two of them to go on the Switch.
Did you know there's a third one, though?
Is there?
Yeah, I looked it up and found out there's a Grandia 3 that came out in like 2005.
Oh, wow. Which one's that one for?
PS2.
Oh, okay.
The PS2 is what made JRPGs popular, and then the PS3 is when they were just so many JRPGs. Like, a new one came out every week.
But we're running out of time here, though. Is there anything else you guys wanted to quickly chat
Oh,
about?
are we really, man? We just talked about like nothing, but at the same time, everything.
Well, yeah, this one went by pretty quick this week.
I do have a question then. Like, what is one game you guys love so much that has a special place in your heart?
The original Guild Wars.
Okay. Why?
Because it's the first MMO I ever played, but I absolutely loved the story elements of it, and just my favorite thing in video games is exploring, finding different things and completing like smaller little quests or challenges that you just stumble upon.
Okay.
And Guild Wars was the first game that I really ever truly experienced that. And it was when I got to play with my friends as well, and I absolutely loved it. The only game that's ever really given me feelings similar to what that one did was Breath of the Wilds.
Oh, okay. That's fair. What about you, Neo?
Little Big Planet.
Oh, okay.
I'd never really experienced something like it, and I really enjoyed having the ability to create my own worlds, my own levels, and I feel like it's really developed me as a person, because even now, like I'm always trying to create things due to the inspiration I got from that game. It also taught me like a lot about working with logic systems and stuff, and I apply that to some of the things I do now in my everyday life. Like, I don't know, like I just feel like it taught me a lot, and it really helped develop my character as a person. Plus,
that's awesome.
On top of that, I've never seen a game where it really gave you so much freedom and choice, and I really enjoyed having that within a game.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the game was the ending. The ending of the story was stupid.
I never really
hated
played it for the
I
story.
hated it.
Wait, for which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Number one. The
Number
ending of the
one. How did that
game,
one
I don't
go?
remember what it was. Like, you go around
Oh,
doing all these grand,
yeah,
amazing, epic things, then you get to the end, and then it's like, the power of friendship prevails!
yeah. You end up saving him, and he ends up your friend, and then
It
everyone's
was
friends together.
it was
It was
so
really
stupid.
cringy. It was really cringy.
It was basically like, okay, we got to this point, we don't know what to do. Let's just make everybody friends, and then end.
Yep.
Not even like a reason as to why it was happening. It
Although,
just happened.
I mean, it was. I think it was meant to be a kids' game originally.
I
So,
yeah.
and they were like throughout the whole game, they were trying to display good morale, good morals.
Yeah, well, they
Morality.
did that, and they did a fantastic job. Just the ending was shit.
The lesson of the story is forgive and forget.
No, the lesson of the story is it doesn't matter how
It's a terrible
terrible
lesson.
someone is, just be
Terrible
their
lesson.
friend.
Yeah, I mean, he may have stolen and kidnapped, killed, and hurt lots of people along his way, but just forgive him and be friends, and it'll all be fine.
Well, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound so bad. The ending was still
I'm
shit.
glad you understand. It was horrible.
What about you, Zio?
Well, it's challenging. Like there's two games specifically that come to mind.
Okay.
One is Final Fantasy VII. It's my ultimate favorite game of all time. It was my very first video game that I owned for my own consoles. First console was the PS1. Like my sisters had the Nintendo, and then I got the Sega inherent from like another older brother. But my very first console was the PS1, and my very first game on that PlayStation was Final Fantasy VII. I don't know why my mom got that for me because I was only like 7 years old. But it introduced me into JRPGs, and that's because of that. I love JRPGs and I love anime. Like, it opened up a whole new world of things that I fell in love with because of that game specifically.
Okay.
And so that holds a very special place in my heart, and it's just a fantastic story. I literally play that game, and I completely play through it once every year.
Nice.
So I have my original copy, and it's hanging in a shadow box on my wall. So I'm super attached to it. The other game, I would have to say, would be The Last of Us. It just had a huge emotional impact on me. That very few games have ever had. So
What
Final
kind of
Fantasy
emotional
VII.
impact?
Well, they're the only two games that have ever made me tear up a little bit. So that's kind of it. There's just a moment there's a moment that Joel and Ellie go through, and it hit me. So I don't want to spoil it because you haven't been there yet.
I don't think so. I'm not very far into the game. I'm still.
I know
the
you
beginning
haven't.
quarter of it.
Yeah.
And
So.
I think I've brought up this game like every podcast almost that we've been in. So I've been.
You need to just finish it. Like it has a big impact on me as a game. Like I think it's one of the best storytelling games ever. I think its narrative is beautiful and complete. It doesn't need a sequel, but I'm excited for the sequel. I just think it's polished, well mechanicked. Just everything about the game I think is just almost perfect. And it's mostly because of Naughty Dog.
Do you think the sequel could potentially spoil it if they didn't handle the story very well?
If it was any other developer, I would say yes.
But because it's Naughty Dog, you think there's no way they can screw this up?
I don't think they're gonna screw it up. No, there's no way because they have. Once again, Naughty Dog has a perfect track record. They have not made a bad game. And you could argue that technically every game they make one-ups the previous game. So they're always stepping it up and always living to their potential. And they're not afraid to say, hey, we're going to wait a little longer because we want to make this game better. Because I remember they delayed the first Last of Us twice.
That is
I was
true.
upset. I was upset both times. But at the same time, thinking back on it now, I appreciate them delaying it, I think, a total of 8 months to make sure that they were completing the game. And they did. So.
Yeah, because I think that game, it was delayed a couple times, and then it came out while I was halfway through my my schooling for 3D game animation, and there was a lot of talk and hype going through about that game. And I think that's why I avoided playing it, because I when I play a game or if I watch a movie or TV show, I hate any kind of spoiler. I hate even if it's not a spoiler and someone says, "Oh man, there's this really cool character in this next season, and this is what that character's name is," and I'm just like, "I don't want to know." I want to experience everything fresh and brand new.
That's fair.
Anything.
That's a very fair.
I think
thing.
that's why I avoided it, because there were 3 guys that just absolutely that was the only thing they ever talked about. They never gave any spoilers. They were always really good about that, but they just never stopped talking about the game.
There's a reason for it. It's a great game. You need to finish it. Just dial down the difficulty, play through the story.
Well, winter is coming, and when that happens, the golf course will close.
You know nothing.
And then
Spen
I will be able to sit down and comfortably continue playing it. Well, I think that is it for the podcast for today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It was a great time, and we all really enjoyed it. Except for Neo.
It's true, because he's
Neo
not
doesn't
funny
enjoy
enough.
We
it.
didn't
to
enjoy
life.
you at all. We
I'm
absolutely
dead inside.
loved and adored you.
Once you become Pun Neo, you won't enjoy
Oh
you
my
then.
god. All right, bye.
Yeah, that's not happening, please.
Zio, you're the worst.
I know.
You need to drop that shit. It's disgraceful.
Oh no, this is a thing now.
No, it's not a thing.
So,
Okay.
do we just end the podcast, or do you have a like, comment, subscribe sort of thing?
I think it just end. Like there's no like every ending hasn't been consistent.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
this
okay.
one at the end of a video when the stuff pops up saying, check out the other stuff. What we're talking about right now is probably going to be going on too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. They're just gonna hear us chatting nonsense. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Shall we play Battle Right then?
Yeah, let's play.
Yes, we should.
Okay,
I'm
bye
gonna order
guys.
some pizza.
All right.